welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand, True Blue Thai from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It is 1 Angkhan, which is Tuesday here in Thailand, and I do apologise, I've been away, and I'll tell you in a minute. Well, basically what happened is basically my computer's crazy, so I'm using my tablet at the moment, etc. Because my computer decided to go crazy. Thai computer, of course. Yeah, so for instance, so I didn't post yesterday, so it took me forever a day, and I've got it back working, etc. And then there was a problem with the sound, and now I've got that problem sorted out, and then there was a problem with the battery, etc. So, so I'm using my tablet at the moment. So I hope you're okay, but I hope you can hear me well. Anyway, so welcome back to me. Welcome back to my channel, True Blue Thai here in Thailand, etc. For instance, and it is 1 Put here in Thailand. Sorry, excuse me, 1 Angkhan, which is Tuesday, and Tuesday afternoon here in Thailand. And I'm here to talk about the Burnley victory, because again, for instance, it's been a great weekend for Manchester City again. Not only the men who won 5-1, and the ladies who won 4-1. And I've just done a review on the ladies game as well. So yeah, so it's been amazing for the last when both teams are in amazing form, and for instance, it's just brilliant to be a blue at the moment, especially when you see the rags across the way then. Sorry guys, yeah, anyway, so brilliant. So yeah, absolutely. So we're going into this week of Monaco on Wednesday, for instance. Hopefully they're not doing so well. They got beaten by Bruges for instance, their first time in the Champions League. So first time? No, first game in the Champions League, where of course we won against Napoli, and for instance, and so what's it called? So then we got Brentford United Killers on Sunday. Yeah, the ladies play Saturday. They plays against Arsenal, so that's going to be a big game. Yeah, we got Sunday. A bit breezy today here in Thailand, which is always good for instead of going out. It's still about 30+ degrees. Let's get started. So the teams who came out was against Donnarumma, Nunes, Diaz, captain, Guardiola, Aki, 70, who came on the 70th minute, O'Reilly, Lewis came on with the 82nd minute, Nico, Reinders, Bernardo, who came in for the 82nd minute, Silvino, Bob, who came on for the 62nd minute, and Foden, Doku, and Haaland. Subs for Trafford, Stones, Kovacic, welcome back, Azide, McAdoo, and Masaka. Right, 2,427, getting a lot there. You can see that's new stand there, looking amazing. Right connected to the hotel, looks absolutely fantastic. As Ian Cheeseman was talking about it to Burnley fans outside, etc. And like, I think they were in awe of our new stadium, etc. expanding. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the game. So it was we started off with a tribute to Ricky Hatton, and his family was there as well. So I saw him in tears when he saw the People's Champion, the banner, and there was a Man City seat with a wreath on it, with a Man City scarf on it, which was very touching, very nice to put it on my thumbnail as a respect for Ricky, and I met him a few times, had a drink with him a few times at Ricky. For instance, if you look back on my thumbnails, I said you'll see me in a pit in Nicky when I was a lot more fatter than what I am right now. I'm probably younger. Yeah, lovely bloke, absolutely fantastic. Never said no to a photo, never, always graced, just a great guy, for instance. I met him. I also met him when he was guest about a wrestling kind of footballing thing. Wrestling dinner thing, etc. And in Salford, of all places. And I was working the tables in my service capacity, and he was walking around in a Man City. He was donating a Man City top, a signed top, and he was getting booed by those United fans. So, and I said to him, he said to me, we are in Salford. I said, yes. Anyway, but lovely man, really lovely man. So rest in peace. It's a shock for me, especially his age. Christ, 46 is not an age. But again, it's all, it's a massive thing. It's a huge thing over here in Thailand for men, etc. For instance, we need to speak out if you're feeling I've got troubles. Anyway, let's move on to the game. So City had to come into the game and seeking to build on a momentous out of an unbeaten run since September international break, and wasted no time in taking the immediate stranglehold of the game. As it was no surprise to see that the Blues take a 12-minute lead with our first meaningful attack of the game, and it's thanks to the main man at the moment with the wizardry from rejuvenated Jeremy Doku. When he came back from Belgium, etc., and he said he needs to work on his finishing, his game, etc. My God, he was right, and well, he was right, but for instance, we thought, yeah, you need to, but what's it called? And he's a different guy. He really is a different player, and he's getting man of the match now. What's it called? Early all the time now, and he deserves it, and it's just wonderful to see. I just want Savino to do the same thing. So credit to Jeremy. The Belgian winger had been inspired from all season, and was incisive best again, turning Claret's defence inside out and swearing run in from the left flank. Though the visitors keeper Martin de Braga parried Doku's shot, with Phil Foden in closing in to fire home the rebound, and as a desperate lunge from Esteve's top man only succeeded in steering the ball home past his helpless keeper. I think Foden would have got the ball in regardless. So, but thank you, Mr. Esteve. With Doku, could have had a hat trick. With Doku in the mood once more, De Braga needed to be alert to keep another swearing drive from the wide man from 25 minutes. Again, these lovely runs he does, etc. And it just seems like the parting of the Red Sea. It's just wonderful to see everybody just go. He just goes out and he just goes right through him, and he's just brilliant. Ever since his Champions League goal, again, it's just brilliant to see. Again, because you can't tackle him, unless he's got. Well, you can tackle him, but you got to be very, very close to tackling him, otherwise it's a penalty. So Savino, I hope he's watching it, and I hope he can do the same thing as you're signing a new contract, Savino. With the former City favourite Kyle Walker in fine form on his return. Well done, Kyle. On his return to the Etihad for the visitors remain opponents, and then levelled affair on the 38th minute through Jaden Anthony with their first meaningful attack. I think, for instance, again, we took that eye off the ball. Man City's ladies went 2-0 up against London City, and for instance, then they conceded a goal 2-1. I think, for instance, you can't underestimate, for instance, the teams you're playing now. Whether it's the WSL or the Man City, the Premier League, because again, if you take your eye off the ball, these attackers can punish you. Unfortunately, the deflected goal came off Diaz, I believe. And Donnarumma had no chance. But again, could we have swapped this? Nunes blocked the shot, maybe. But again, it was a wonderful. Wonderful see, anyway, so I was really, really delighted. It was wonderful. What am I saying? It was. I think we had our own self to blame really for us being a bit complacent. I think everybody picked it 4 and 5-0, etc. I was going for 3-0. But again, for the Premier League opponents, you just can't. You can't just turn around and say, "Oh well, yeah, no worries, we'll stuff this lot." But you just can't do that. For instance, and credit to them really. Give the home fans something to cheer, didn't it? Right, okay. Haaland was the architect of when the driving, running down the left from his pinging across. Anthony struck with his first hand effort 12 yards. That took a key deflection off Ruben Diaz, past Donnarumma. The keeper was then called on to action 10 minutes from the restart after diving low to keep Hartman's goal ban drive. Again, they started off quite well. They must have manager must have got into them over the night. And they came off, and they could have equalised. But I think there was a certain degree of anticipation at their nervousness then, and I think some cities need to get out of their heads, for instance, to get more of a calming influence in the team. But City kept our patient. I mean, again, I always thought, what we need to do is be patient, and the goals will come. I'd never thought for a second, etc., we would lose or draw the game. I always thought we would win. For instance, it's only a matter of time. But City get patient, and composed and approach, and were awarded in the 61st minute with Nunes struck in a fine style to restore our advantage. Haaland was the architect with his head nod down from Reinder's cross, being met by ferocious Nunes volley that rifled into the roof of the net. So yeah, absolutely. That was a moment, etc. One with 3-1 up, etc. We can relax, and then the goal started flying. With 4 minutes, we had extended our first advantage. Substitute Oscar Bob met inviting Nunes cross with virtually his first touch of the ball, and unfortunately Esteve could only divert it past De Baraka. Esteve again, eh? Well done, lad. And the fine second half showing was then rounded off with later on with Haaland. Who also getting in on the scoring act. His first 89th minute was a trademark poacher's finish before he then capitalised on a Burnley area to round off a fully deserved win. Yeah, absolutely, it was fantastic because again that was Doku again getting the ball, taking on his man, seeing Haaland across goal, boom, lovely pass across towards the Haaland, fantastic assist, and Haaland just finishing the ball off, and the relief on him because he was frustrated as well not getting a goal. So I thought he was relieved to get a goal. So that was good for him. And then of course his 5th goal, etc. He was just hanging right. You got Haaland hanging around the back of you. You don't mess around with it, not it up in the air. And of course, then it came down for him, and he just went straight on 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Not gonna miss. He has done, but it was a good. But today it wasn't, and he ended up with 5-1. So was it a 5-1 scoreline? Probably, maybe not. What's it called? But we deserve to win 100%. And I think what's it called? We had I'll read in the stats in a second. But I will take it. Again, good for goal difference. Again, you never know. This Premier League might come down to that. Starman Jeremy Doku, another fine afternoon's work to maintain his finest spell at City's career to date. Threat every time he received the ball. The Belgium helped create City's opener and cause constant panic to Burnley's react. What was funny was all the balls were going to Doku, and not very many were going to Savinho. Again, Savinho, it's a lot of it's pretty passing and pretty this, and he looks like he feels like he's doing something, but he needs to be more clinical with his crossing and his shooting, and he just needs to step it up like Doku was done. Basically, take on your man. That's what we get there for. For instance, take it down to the byline, get a cross in, do something. Don't want this to in this say you're going to do something and not do it. Just do it. I don't think if you take on a couple of guys and you lose it, I don't think people would not to be too difficult, too disappointed. You got to try harder. Savinho. I believe he's getting a new contract, but I believe it was what was his name? Not Saran. Was it Saran? Who was basically turned around and said, "No, Bernardo, he's staying." So Savinho's staying because there was a great deal of interest. I thought he was going to Spurs, but it appears that, for instance, he blocked it. So let's see if he was right or wrong. Fresh from the signings of new long-term contract, Nicolas O'Reilly was handed a starting berth for his 5th successive game, and once again the academy graduate demonstrated just why he is so highly regarded by Pep Guardiola and City's coaching staff. He has produced another display of verve and composure, allied to a superb technical skill, and the great things is that age of 20 is not only going to be he's going to get better long term. Yeah, absolutely, because I think Nicola O'Reilly is he's just and I think Ryan Nori, what's he called? He's going to struggle when he comes back, because I think Lewis is you can't not dropping really from the left back, etc. He's just turned into a great left back. I know him, from what I have heard on more than one occasion from what he said he's just happy to play. So, for instance, he'll give his all in the left back. And I saw it first time he played in the left back. Was it right back? Right back was against Salford City last year. And for instance, I thought he did very well. So, for instance, it was no surprise. So, I'm glad he's getting more minutes in the left back position. He deserves it. You know, he's playing very well. The second, and congratulations to your contract as well, sir. But yeah, the second half showed a bench from fellow academy graduate Rico Lewis chalked up his 100th City appearance. 100th appearance for Rico Lewis. Yeah, that is a shot. That, you know, you don't think that, is it? You wouldn't think that was 100 appearances. You know, Josko Gavalio, 100 appearances. Yeah, well, he's never enough for first time started, but not Rico Lewis, 100 appearances at Man City. Another fantastic landmark for the youngster who's gone on from strength to strength since he's making a senior breakthrough in 2022. Yeah, just pop on. Did you watch the City United under 18s game when City went 2-0 down against United and then they come back to win 3-2? Yeah, no, really good. Yeah. So we shouldn't Nunes' reaction. We shouldn't concede a goal, but that's what we take from the game. It was a difficult game, but we controlled it better in the second half, and it was a good victory. We are still trying to reach the level we are used to with it being in control of every game. We want to win every game, but sometimes it isn't easy, but we'll get there. Yeah, for instance, I think it's just only a matter of time. I think we're just getting a better and better and better and better and better. I love it, the fact that, the fact that Neville and Talk Crap, etc. and Slide Sports are not talking about Man City and about their London clubs and their favourite clubs, United and Liverpool. So, for instance, I'm glad they're ignoring City, because I think we're just gonna be like Liverpool last season. We're just gonna come up on the side of the rails, and I think we're gonna get better as the time goes on. Especially when we're getting Agnori, Shirky and Omar Mamouche back, etc. for the after the international break, etc. Which will hopefully they'll slot in and give Haaland a break, and also pick up the goals, because again, for instance, we need more goals from more players. The ladies are showing it right now. 10 ladies have scored goals this season for City right now. So yeah, so men, we need to get more goals from you. So Pep, I was optimistic, but not for 5-1 in the locker room and the training. Many things, but we created a good team spirit with my staff and the players, and it's finished with late goals. The game was tough, and we could not build up. We started well, but it was tough. Nicola O'Reilly started the second half with a movement that sent a message. Erling is an important figure for us. De Braca has made good saves, but will always have a feeling he can score. I'm really pleased since the United game that we showed another way our body language. Even when we're not playing well, that the key is for everything. It's what it means is Pep Guardiola, I think, was 7th for now, because but climbing up that table. The victory, after 6 games, we are now at a massive 10 points and remain unbeaten in September. So there you go. Now next game is against Monaco on 2nd of October. So we are unbeaten in September. City now focus on Monaco. So, again, for instance, I didn't think it probably wasn't a 5-1 game, but again, for instance, it just shows you that, for instance, we are, coming up. If we are playing well and we are getting that consistency of game of playing well, getting used to each other, playing that of that winning feeling as well, then people are going to get more confident, and then people won't be worried if we concede a goal too much, etc. That, for instance, we can still win, we can still have belief we can win. And I think that, for instance, this is what's important for me, is that there's a belief in the team that they can win. I'm really looking forward to Monaco now. And then Brentford, we'll see how we play against Brentford, because Brentford were one of the relegation favourites because of all their of course happened to them, and they didn't start off the season well, but again, all right, they beat United, etc. Is that a big thing? And we can't walk into Brentford thinking that, for instance, we can beat them. But at the moment, etc., I'm very optimistic and I feel very, very good. And I do apologise for not talking to you. What's it called? Sunday. I was actually focused on the ladies' game, but I was going to speak to you. But I also like to listen to a lot of other people, what other people are saying as well. Not because of copying or anything like that. It's just the fact that I'm always interested to find out, for instance, what other people are thinking about, and are they the same? You know, can I, because sometimes you don't want you see what you see in your eyes, but you don't want to come across as kind of like too blue moon, as it were. For instance, and I want to feel that, for instance, what my feelings inside are reflecting on, say, for instance, what LB, Johnny, and for instance, and all the rest of them are thinking. And I think, for instance, we're kind of on the same page. But it is good to be a blue at the moment, as Ian Cheeseman says. But yeah, and for instance, we motor on to the next until to the Principality and see what we can get out of there. So, for instance, and then on to London to Brentford. But at the moment, I'm very happy, and I'm sure you are too. So anyway, but guys, I'm going to get going. So like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Yeah, are you optimistic like myself, etc.? Do you believe that we're coming on the way? Or I'm just talking out my backside. That's per usual. But yeah, you can ask me any questions. I'm more than happy to reply to you. And if you come to Thailand, you want to know what's going on over here right now, you can be more than happy to ask me a question like that. Just had a super typhoon going across the northern part of Thailand. It's gone now, so didn't have too much effect over here. But we're dealing with a sinkhole at the moment in Bangkok at the moment, big one. Yeah, it's all the news at the moment. Guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. True blue time from Thailand. I'll catch you tomorrow. I promise.